What's up, good folks? Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Y'all already know how I do. Um, Listen, surprise. It's been a while since I've been on camera. Okay, so those of you who've been rocking with me since day one, you already know um, I'm time consumed. Okay, so I had a break from one of these 15,000 jobs that I work. So I decided to come on camera to do my recap. Okay, so with that being said, um, let's go ahead and talk about what went down with Bad versus Wild this past Sunday on Zeus Network. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. Right now, the show is kind of like a six in my book. Okay, if you want to go 1 through 10, it's kind of like a six, and I'm gonna get into more into my thoughts on why I feel like the show is kind of stagnant at this point. I'm gonna get more into my thoughts about that. But first, I want to kind of talk about what went down. All right. So this week we had Bobby versus Titi. Okay. So I see what Zeus is trying to do. They have like this little rivalry thing going on. Whoever got beef with, um, the other person or whatever, they bringing on two people who really have beef, which kind of creates a certain amount of intensity. Uh, but yes, I kind of see what they're doing with that. Those of you who don't know, though, TT is not new to Zeus. TT um, is actually he actually had the first gay show on Zeus. Okay.
I can't like that moment right there. I just saw the mustache and I just can't do it. Like I just can't do it. Like I really wanted to, and I thought for a second, yeah, I could come here. Like she cool peoples or whatever. She's funny. Like when they hit me up to come on, I was just like, I don't really know her like that. You know what I mean? But she has a lot of followers, so I might get away with that. But you have a mustache, and your hair is yellow. It was blue earlier. I don't know what happened with that. And then you kind of muscular and tall as well. So kind of a big dude.
Okay, he had a dating show, right? And if you guys watched that dating show, it was hilarious. All right. Um, if I'm not mistaken, I think that they never actually finished. Uh, I don't think they had a reunion or anything. I think that they cut filming, and there was some old dude that died. Okay, this I think he literally fucking really died. I'm not sure if it was like a stunt or some shit, but I really think it was an old dude that was on the show who died. All right, it's not funny. It's not funny, but it was funny. Whatever. Okay. So, anywho, TT is not new to this. He's true to this. Okay. So he had one of the older shows on Zeus. Now, if you guys haven't watched been on Zeus for a while, then you don't know that Bobby had a show as well. So Bobby had a dating show which came later. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Bobby had one or two seasons. I think he had maybe no. I think he had one season. Um, Anywho, I found both shows entertaining in different ways. Okay, so with that being said, those are the two. Okay, um, Bobby, however, he's not appearing as himself. He's appearing as his alter ego, which is Vanity. Okay, I really love this Vanity look. Bobby is actually a very pretty fucking girl. Like, yes, yes, bitch. Okay, so Bobby looks good. Okay, he's coming as Vanity. He got the long lace front and stuff, looking real nice. All right. So Saucy Santana was the guest host for this week's episode. Um, I think he performed walk. Yeah, he performed walk. Okay. So anyway, let's get into these teams real quick. So the representing Team Bad, which is Bobby, aka Vanity's team. He had a lot of people on there that I did not recognize at all. Okay, so but a few names that I recognized was Sapphire and Chinese Kitty. Uh, he also had some girl named Blush, Princess, and Michelle. All right, don't know those three. Um, for Team Wild, which was TT's team. Okay, he had Lovely Mimi, Anaya, some girl named Jay, this other chick, China, and when I look, I had to wind that shit back because China favors Sapphire. I wonder if those two are related because them two favor a lot. Okay, I don't know if you guys picked up on that, but yeah, them two favor a lot. Um, and then he had paid Lucky. Now we know Lovely Mimi, or if you don't know Lovely Mimi, you should, because she's a very, very, very popular content creator. Okay, she's very funny. Um, then you have Anaya. Homegirl can blow. I listen to a lot of her music. I love Anaya. She's one of those underground artists. Artists that that they're out there. We know their music, but they just for some reason they haven't taken off yet. Um, Her and that girl, Lakeisha, that rapper Lakeisha, them two of my favorite, and I feel like they don't get enough light. Okay, so they had Anaya. Hey, Lucky. I heard how Courtney when she was like, "Who was that white guy?" Hey, Lucky is actually fucking funny. He's lit as hell. I follow him on Instagram. He's actually a T. He basically sits in his car and he like does all of these little funny videos or whatever, and he kind of gives like. But y'all just have to go see that shit for yourself. But he's very funny. I like him. All right. So those are your teams, okay? All right. So we got into the teams and everything. So y'all see that playlist that they put together, right? Which is what irks me so much about how this show's going, okay? Because first of all, there were way too many comedians on that stage for the whole episode to be as boring as it was. Like, don't get me wrong, like there was a few times that I did laugh, but the games, the games was fucking boring. Like, games were boring. Okay, who the fuck? I think that this generic version of Wild and Out is really not like what it is. It's like cornball comedy, okay? It's like cornball comedy. Nobody wants to, if y'all not fighting, y'all have maybe that's why everybody does everything but play the games because it's like y'all the games are fucking boring. Like, they need to be more creative. Like I said, it was way too many comedians, okay? You got Titi, you got Lovely Mimi, you got fucking Pay Lucky, shit, Bobby Funny. Why the fuck was there not more entertainment? Okay? Why was it so boring? Okay? Another thing. I think that they need to be a little bit more tight or more strict about how they go about playing these games because I feel like the game should have been played without distraction. Like, yes, this is the first episode that they were able to make it through all the games, you know, all the games, really. But at the end of the day, I feel like each and every game had like this major takeaway from it. Like, even if the games had potential, they were very distracting. Okay, so yes, like it was always something going on. I think they need to be more tight knit about how these games are played. Maybe if they were less fucking boring, people could be more focused on the games. Okay, so yeah, I don't. What I will say though, it did everybody appeared to have fun. Okay, there was no like real fighting. Okay, there was a little playing around horse playing, but there was like no real fighting. I like the selection of people. I just felt like they should have did more. It should have been better than this. I got excited when I seen who was going to be performing. Okay, when I saw the cast, I got excited, but then I was like, okay, well, what the fuck? Like, this is what y'all got to give. Okay, but I did laugh a few times, so I will give this episode that. So just let me know in the comments, guys. What do you think? Do you think this shit was boring? Do you think it's worth it? I don't know. Like, they gonna have to make this next episode like real fucking lit in order to like make this show even worth watching. I think at this point, I'm just about at I'm just about at tune out time. Okay, I'm just about ready to tune out and not even cover the show at all anymore. Period. But anyway, moving on. Now, the baddies are filming the auditions. Well, they just wrapped up the auditions for the Caribbean. Okay, so the cast has already been selected, as you know. You guys may have heard. I got to get the full. I have to see like the finalized cast list or whatever. But right now there's rumors out circulating about who made it on the show. From what I've heard, they did manage. They did pick quite a few of the girls from the auditions. Okay, so that I am very much glad to hear. We'll see. Like I said, when they finalize the list, but I didn't feel the need to cover part one or two because I knew they were going to drag it out. But part three of the auditions, this last part, there was a lot of things that I found interesting about this last part. Okay, um, yeah, because like I said, the first two I did watch, and Biggie was annoying me. Like y'all talk shit about how Rolly was acting, but Biggie just she just get on my fucking nerves. Like she was doing too much. Um, I don't know. It's like when a bitch never had was never the fucking cool kid, and then they finally become the cool kid, and then they turn out to be a evil motherfucker. Like I don't know. Like I don't like Biggie. Um, I don't know. I won't say I don't like her. She just annoys me. Okay, she annoys the shit out of me. All right. So anyway, um, but mostly I kind of wanted to get into um, part three of the auditions for two real reasons. Okay, I like the fact that they gave away the $150,000. Uh, it's like a lot of these girls. It's like this whole process of the auditions is already like degrading. And don't get me wrong, like I'm one of the people that watch the shit, but it's like in my mind, I'm always thinking like I could never because it's like a lot of the things that these girls are required to do has nothing to do with being a baddie. Like it's some girls on there I see with real potential that they overlook. They don't want to hear that shit. Turn around, pull your titties out. Like, it's like a lot of degrading shit that happens in these auditions. And I feel like we've already seen it in the past where most of the girls that end up on the show didn't even have to do auditions. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have to do shit but come in there and say, you know what it is. So that just to show you that how they really feel about it. Like it's like, oh, I'm not gonna sit up here and twerk and do all this dumbass shit and slap people and do all this dumbass shit, but I'm gonna sit up here because you know what I'm saying. I'm better than these other girls. Like I'm not gonna sit up here and do all of this, you know. But y'all making these other girls do it. I just don't see how that makes sense. But I like how this time at least these girls are getting compensated for going through this process. Okay, because they are truly being put through it. Okay. But yeah. Now there was a couple of fights that stood out to me. Okay, so Amber and Chanel, they were two of the girls from Jocelyn's Cabaret. Okay, them two, they had a problem, a beef. I forgot what the fuck they were fighting for. If you no 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 no, well, I really forgot, but at the same time, I remember from what I remember, I felt like Amber was like kind of like a bully when it came to Chanel or whatever. So she always had like this animosity towards Chanel for some reason. I don't know, but anywho, these two started fighting. Amber whooped Chanel's ass, like she beat Chanel's ass, and they ended up giving Amber a golden ticket. But if I'm not mistaken, I don't think that any of Jocelyn's girls were actually picked to be on Baddies. So I don't know. I don't really know. Um, I just think it's weird. Like, why is all the girls from Johnson's Cabaret auditioning? Because I've seen a lot of girls from Johnson's Cabaret. Wet Wet was there. Uh, yeah, it was a few girls. Yeah, a few girls from Johnson's Cabaret over there running to Baddies. So that's just to show you what show is really winning right now. I never picked sides. I don't have a dog in the fight when it came to Natalie and Jocelyn, but obviously it shows what show is really lit right now. Okay. Um. So Wet Wet, Wet Wet. I just feel like Wet Wet should have been on, and I said this a while ago. I said that Wet Wet should have been on Baddies from the Jump. She should have. Like all these bitches that they picked, Wet Wet should have been on. Her personality is perfect for the baddies. Okay, this she has this outrageous, loud. annoying, but fun personality. So I feel like she would have been great for the baddies from the jump, hands down. Okay. Um, and there was this one red haired girl. Her name was Jay. She got off. Like she was a real fighter. Like she was a real fighter. Okay, she was a real fighter. I mean, like it was a couple of girls that had hands like that. Um, it was her and another girl named Cray that got off. I think they should pick those two girls because like those are some real fighters. But ultimately, they probably not because like Jay, she has a really pretty face. But I think she's probably too rough. I've never seen them pick anybody that was kind of hard like that. You know what I'm saying? But she has a pretty face, so I'm assuming. I mean, I hope they would pick her. The girl Cray, I like her too. She has potential. Um, Now moving on, they had these two sisters that was that auditioned. Okay, and both of them was really cute. One of them was a stud. One of them was like a girly girl. I don't know if they were twins or not, but they were two cute sisters, right? Um, the one sister they asked her to sing, and she started singing Beyonce "Listen." And when I say that big voice that came out of that little body, um, I really hope that chick makes it on the show, and I also hope that her sister make it on the show. I'm kind of low key irritated that they didn't give the sister a chance, the stud, because she was really cute. Okay, I think she's a vibe. I think that she has swag, and I'm really kind of irritated that they didn't give her a shot. Actually, I think that they played in the faces of a lot of these studs because I've seen a couple of studs that should have probably made it on the show. Okay, y'all. I mean, they finally brought a stud on. They brought Saya, and Saya couldn't even fucking handle it. Like Saya left. It just wasn't the right scene for Saya. I feel like y'all need to bring. I think a stud would add a different type of dynamic to the show. Unfortunately, I think that's what it is. A stud would offer a different type of thing, a different type of dynamic. So they really need to bring a stud, okay, or a trans girl, something different. Spice and Sincere. So the final three judges were Natalie, Spice, and Sincere, okay, or Sincere. Anywho, they were the final three judges, right? And for the most part, I feel like Shenseea and Spice were really good judges because you know, they wasn't all frivolous with, you know, how do you put it? I'll just say they made good judges because Natalie like to do shit like pull your titties out and stuff like that, stupid shit, right? But I feel like Spice and Sensei were being more discerning, okay, when it came to the girls. So anywho, it was certain there's this one situation that everybody's talking about. That chick Plan B. So basically, Natalie Dumbass gonna say, which is why I said that I like how Senseiya and Spice had more discernment or more, I don't know, class. I don't know, something. They had more something, right? So Natalie told the she was like, I want the littlest person in the room to come stand by the tallest person in the room. And then she told the little girl to slap the shit out of the tall ass girl. I mean, like for real, Nat. For real. Like I get it. Like you have Spice did make a good valid point when she said that you have to be ready for anything. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be times with chicks that's gonna be bigger than you or smaller than you that try you. So it's just like you have to be ready for anything, which is true enough. But at the same time, it's like goddamn, everybody know how to pick their fucking battle. So why would you? I mean, obviously in real life, in a real life situation, these two girls most likely won't have a problem. You know why? Because everybody have a natural instinct to protect themselves. And motherfuckers, don't get me wrong, everybody has looked at somebody and said that I'll probably think twice before I try that bitch. Okay? Because you can't whoop them all. Okay? That's where you get delusional if you feel like you can whoop any and everybody. So the fact that this girl had enough discernment in the situation to know that, look, this chick is way bigger than me. Like, yeah, I'll probably defend myself if I had to, but I'm not for to pick a fight with a bitch that I know that most likely gonna whoop my ass. right? Now, I say that to say this, okay? I said that to say this, okay? I'm sorry. For $5,000, I would have jumped up and super slapped the fuck out of her ass, okay? Because, bitch, like I said before, that is an instinct. Everybody has a natural instinct to protect themselves and to pick their battles and to pick their battles wisely, okay? And that would have been picking your fucking battle wisely. Because, bitch, if I gotta slap the shit out of your ass to make a couple of dollars, bitch, I will monkey cow who slap the fuck out of your ass, bitch, $5,000, bitch. Ooh, that's a protective instinct kicking in. Slap the ooh, monkey cow who slapped the shit out your ass. I would have slapped your ass so motherfucking hard you would have wrapped into a fucking pretzel, bitch. You would have went from G rap to tree rap, bitch. I would have slapped the shit out of your ass. Oh, got me fucked up. Let me compose myself. Let me compose myself. But I get it though. I get it. Like I understand, okay? So she came on the hunger was on Twitter like ranting about it because I guess everybody feel the ways or whatever. Whoop de whoop. But girl, like I said, pick your battles wisely. Pick your battles wisely, okay? Now, I want to talk about another situation that happens that a lot of people are talking about on social media right now. Okay, that's when Natalie got into it with the billionaire girl. Okay, now this chick, billionaire, I just feel like some people do it to themselves, right? Like it's one of those situations where people, like I said before, the show is degrading. Okay, the audition process. Now, the audition process, and to a certain extent, the show itself. But anyway, I just feel like people do it to themselves, right? Which is why, for me, I can find humor in the shit because I just feel like some people do it to themselves. This girl sat up here and said that this was her third time auditioning, right? She said that as if be, because she did it so many times that she really deserved it. Sometimes things just not for you, okay? Sometimes you just have to know what's for you and know what you're good at and pursue that, right? Because in those 3 years, these past 3 years or past three auditions or whatever she's been breaking her neck to get on the show, she could have been putting her talents elsewhere. Because clearly it's not rapping, okay? The fact that you could sit up here and let somebody slap you all across your head, and then you go from letting somebody slap you all across your head to thinking attacking Natalie, it was just a lot of desperation, and it was kind of sad. It was just some random chick just slapped the shit out of her. Another person tackled the shit out of her and moved her off the stage, and then after all of that, she had beef for Natalie. It ended up getting mollywopped by Natalie. So it just confused me, right? Because Natalie at one point in the show went to saying like, "Let's pray to the baddie gods," right? And me, I grew up in church, right? I grew up in a Christian household, so for me, it's just like the Bible. The Bible tells us to not, put no other God before, you know, the ultimate God. So it's just like, it's so scary how, as a child growing up, I was told that, if you know anything about the Book of Revelations, that it's like how upside down and topsy turvy the world will be by the time God comes back. You know what I'm saying, to take His people home, and it's so scary because a lot of the things that the Bible talked about is come to pass. So it's the fact, it's a lot of things that are being portrayed to us, the people, and to our kids now, that it's so scary. It's so scary, right? The world that we're living in, and it's like watching this young girl. Just it just made me sad that somebody will put themselves in that situation. You just got to know what's for you. Everybody ain't meant to be certain things, okay? And to see people embarrass themselves like that, it just disheartens me, and it was a lot. It was a lot. I had a moment of a spiritual attack. Okay, some, if you know, you know. Some of you may understand where I'm coming from with that. But anyway, um, there was this other situation where the girl, Nellie Watt, the blind girl. Okay, this is another one of them. I'm not saying she can't do it because she is a blind girl. So I'm not trying to sit up here and say like, oh, she's blind, she can't do what the other girls are doing. But at the same time, it's just kind of like, okay, well, a lot of the premise of the show, these girls fight. You don't want to get caught up in a situation where somebody is attacking you and you can't see well enough to defend yourself. Now, I know she is declared legally blind, but she has some type of vision. Um, I just thought it was ultra petty when they asked her what color was Spice's hair. I thought it was so ultra petty. Clearly, she could see somewhat, maybe not, because I mean, she was like, "Your hair is green." No, 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 your hair is blue. It's not funny. It's not funny. But the prime example of what I'm talking about is when a girl attacked her. Right. Um, that was some pussy ass shit, but people don't care. Okay. Nobody gives a shit about the elderly, the disabled. Okay. Everybody's being exploited. Shit. They got just everybody's being fucking exploited these days. All right. So yeah, that was back to my main point that I was saying earlier about the world we living in and the desperation in the book of Revelation and everything else, y'all. We whine if you need to hear it again. Shit. Um, Another thing too, there was this chick, this blonde chick, right, coming to audition, but she had enough compassion in her to look out for somebody else. Everybody there pretty much for the most part were being very cutthroat with each other. So I like the fact that she assisted this blind girl because it shows that, some people out there are still human. Okay. Okay, so yeah, that made me feel good, and I feel like she deserved a golden ticket. Now I don't remember whether or not she got one, um, but I feel like she deserved it. Okay, so moving on. Okay, I want to talk about these titties. Okay, so there were, as you guys can see, I have a very big breast area. Okay, I'm just like my mom. Okay, my mom is Puerto Rican and Bahamian, and we have descents in our bloods. So all most of the women in my family have big ass titties. So I'm a fan of titties. Okay, you can never get tired of a good pair of big titties. Okay, keep you warm in the wintertime. Okay, so anywho, there were two pairs that stood out to me. Okay, so um the first chick, she was kind of like Smiley 2.0. And I said, this hoe better not make it on the. She better not. We don't need another Smiley, okay? We got enough of this shit. But anywho, this girl got a tattoo. And according to her, she had a real tattoo of Natalie's signature, her actual signature. So it wasn't like uh some Smiley had got like a fake tattoo or something. I think one of them removable tattoos. But this girl had like a real signature tat on her chest or whatever. I just think it was a cloud. Those are some nice titties though. That was really my real point. Those were some nice breasts. And another girl that Wendele. I love her. I hope she makes it on the show. Wendele had tatted areolas. Okay, I think that is some really fucking cool shit. I love her tatted areolas. Okay, she had heart, uh, tatted areolas. I think that is really like cool. I think that'd be real cute with a little, you know, some little diamonds as the nipples, you know. That'd be so cute. Yes. Um, I've been seriously considering myself getting a tat like that because that is so cute. I think that's different. Okay. Um, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm getting so besides the point. Oh, yeah. There was this girl that threw the mic at Natalie Head, right? That shit was funny. It's just like, I mean, cause you know I'm bad. I love that. And then she like threw the mic. So I'm just like, I don't know. Was that a girl? I'm not even trying to be funny, yo. Like, was that a girl? Cause like the voice got deep a little bit, and then but the way that I don't know, cause she got mopped by some she had got her ass mopped by some girl. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I was trying to figure that out. Was I tripping? Part three of the auditions was really interesting. Okay, I had a good laugh. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, please, and thank you in the comment section. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, guys, so that you know when I drop something new. Um, but yeah, I'm out. Deuces.